Hello, Half Moon Bay Cougar community. I am Andrew Boysen, Assistant Principal of Curriculum and Instruction.
Deanna Tower, Assistant Principal of Pupil Services.
And we are here to go over our Half Moon Bay High School Student Handbook for 2021-2022. Note, this is a summary of key points. If you wish to see the entire handbook, it is posted at our website. So the first thing I would like to go over is this idea of Cougar Pride and what that means. And so it's an acronym which we've created, and P stands for perseverance. So students try hard, they give their best or your best, and they push through, show resilience. And the R is for respect, compassion, and empathy toward others, and spreading kindness and integrity, having honesty, being ethical, and doing the right thing. And D, diversity, respect and appreciate difference, experience new things. And E, engagement, be involved, attend events, and share your thoughts in class and participate. Another acronym that we have deals with ACE, but first I want to talk about Half Moon Bay High School's vision for student learning outcomes and ACE. So Half Moon Bay High School's vision statement, our vision is to provide a strong, comprehensive education for all of our students in order to prepare for and value citizenship, employment, and further education. Our student learning outcomes, this is what we hope our students achieve in the 4 years that they're with us, which is academic achievement, college and career readiness, self-directed learning, and standards-based focus. Also citizenship, personal responsibility, respect for diversity, community service, and lastly, excellence in communication, in listening, speaking, writing, in the visual arts, and technology. And so when we say a Cougar is an ACE, this is what we mean: academic achievement, citizenship, and excellence in communication. Okay, so let me go ahead and speak a bit about the bell schedule as it relates to attendance and tardiness. Regular attendance and reporting to classrooms on time are essential for academic success. Students need to be in the classroom, they need to be there on time so they get the full exposure to their education. Please see our website for the bell schedule. Communication of truancy will be communicated by mail, and that happens automatically based on unexcused absences. And there are further steps as it relates to chronic truancy, but those are dealt with on a case-by-case basis. Please communicate with our registrar, Marianne Alvarez, if your family changes residence or contact information. So it's really important for site administration, for counselors, for our attendance clerk to be able to contact directly, quickly, and to mail things to the correct home address. Continuing with the attendance and tardiness, or attendance policy. The student athletes have attendance policy which must be adhered to in order to participate. Seniors and attendance, 92% attendance is required to participate with year-end senior events, including graduation. Our attendance clerk, should you be absent and a parent regarding wishes to excuse that absence, please reach our attendance clerk at 712-7200 and then dial the number 1 when prompted. Tardy policy. Students who are tardy at any class period must go to the office and get a tardy slip. The students must also give front office staff their mobile phone. If tardy before lunch, then students may return at lunch for their phone. If tardy after lunch, then students may return after school for their phone. Parents may be contacted if a student is dishonest about not having a phone. So we get reports of students that have been tardy, yet they have their phone, and are telling our attendance clerk that they do not have one on that day. And so parents may be communicated with if that's the case. Okay, so Ms. Tower will take it away for the Half Moon Bay High School website.
Okay, our website is a central hub of information for all things Half Moon Bay High School. Mr. Boysen's going to pull that up for us, see what it looks like on the homepage. So you can see all the tabs up top. Just want to kind of go through it and highlight some of the things you can find there. So on that first tab under Our School, you go to the next tab. We've got attendance in front office. So if you're ever wondering, who do you contact if you need to call in an absence or if you need to pick up your child early, you can just click on that and see those extensions and such. Next, we have bell schedules. We have a lot of questions about bell schedules, most specifically about those days when we have modified bell schedules. So not only do you have your weekly bell schedule on there, you also have a PDF that lists all of the dates throughout the entire school year. That will be a modified bell schedule. And the next, to keep up to date with current events with the high school, there's a couple tabs there. The campus news, our broadcasting class creates daily news segments, as well as our administration, as well as our leadership students. So there's a link to that YouTube channel when you go to campus news. Also, we create a Cougar Courier newsletter every 2 weeks. We send those out, but you can also find them on our website. You'll see the links to both English and Spanish versions of the newsletter. And forms, there are many different types of forms. If you're looking for a parking permit, if you're looking for 8th grade shadow day form, transcripts and such, there, if you click on forms, you're going to see all kinds of different types of forms there. And moving over to parents and community, so many different ways we as parents can be involved with Half Moon Bay High School. So we really encourage you to check out the different parent organizations, such as ELAC, and the Music Boosters. We've got Cougar Boosters, we have Health and Wellness, PTO, and so much more. Under the Students tab, all kinds of information. You got AP information up top. What we want to point out is we have an anonymous tip line, 411. So if a student or a parent or community member wants to share specific information with administration, you can just text 411 and we'll get that information. Keep in mind that the more information that's provided, the better it is for us to do our investigation. And Real Life Learning is our community service renamed to Real Life Learning. Every student is required to complete 35 hours of community service before they graduate. That program has now been renamed to Real Life Learning, and we have a Real Life Learning coordinator, Karen Hoffman, who is getting the ball rolling and communicating with students about next steps. She's on campus, and she will be holding a Real Life Learning event on Friday, November 5th at lunchtime. Mr. Boysen referenced the student parent handbook on our website. There's also the student planning guide. So the handbook will cover expectations and such. Student planning guide is what you want to refer to when you're choosing your class schedule for next year. So both those are on there, very important handbooks and guides. Counseling department has worked very hard at providing a lot of resources on our website. So you can go through there and you can always contact the counseling department. And if you click on the first tab under counseling department, you'll see all their contact information. But I definitely encourage you to go through, especially their virtual calming room. It's amazing and it actually works. So go ahead and click on that, and then you can see all the different ways that they've created, put together to help us calm us in this stressful time. Next, we have activities. And again, we have a bunch of activities here at Half Moon Bay High School for us to get involved in. We've got broadcasting led by Mr. Olson. We have our Cougar Athletics with our athletic director, Brendan Roth, and our Cougar Boosters that support the program. We have, this year we don't have a fall play, hoping to bring it back again next year, but we have a spring musical led by our director, Mr. Galvin. We have a journalism club led by Mr. Westwood, our leadership activities director, Mr. Jones. We have the Muse, which is our newspaper, right? And then that's led by Mr. Mullen. Our One of a Kindness group would be Mr. Nazar. We have a ton of student clubs. And then there's our yearbook led by Ms. Lindstrath. So you can click on any of those for more information. One of the pieces you'll find on School Loop is the link to reach, on our website is the link to reach School Loop. Something to remember is if your student was at Cunha, you have to re-register on School Loop for the high school. They're two different programs there. Same School Loop, but different schools. So you need to go to School Loop and register. You just need your student's ID number, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. But you need to do that in order to be able to view your students' assignments and grades, and in order to receive that daily reminder. Half Moon Bay High School has been working with Google for quite some time now, so your student should be very familiar with Google Suite. Most of our teachers utilize Google Classroom. We have Gmail for every student here. For student email, outside emails would be blocked. So these are for student emails. We have a Google Calendar. We have many different apps that teachers are using. So your students should be familiar with those. And you can request, as a parent or guardian, you can request from the teachers to be added as a guardian to Google Classroom. Simply just email them and make that request.
Okay. Ms. Tower referenced Half Moon Bay High School's real life learning graduation requirement. Just to give more information about this as we transition from community service to something which is much more of a strategic, larger in scope shift in trying to get students to have some volunteerism and provide community support, but in a way in which they are lining it up with the things that they're passionate about, the topics that they're interested in, and the issues they wish to address. So real life learning. So that's 35 hours. And again, our contact is Karen Hoffman. And as Ms. Tower has mentioned, it's at the website. So if you wish to communicate with her, please go ahead to our website and get that information. Next up, our counselors. We have 3 wonderful counselors who are very adept at both academic counseling and social emotional counseling as well. They're wonderful to work with, and they certainly put students first. So our counselors are here to support you. Please reach out to them for support with your experience with school. That is also at the website, their contact information, but we have Mr. Muramoto, A through GL, Ms. Lomeli, and GM and I, and Ms. Jolivet, NJ to Z. Okay, you can make an appointment with them and they'll gladly set something up either through Zoom or in person or on the phone. School Community Relations Assistant, Ana Carrillo. So she's another key part to our team. And so she helps work with helping our students get reclassified as fully English proficient. She helps with translation. She helps with community events as well. So families needing Spanish language translation or any assistant may contact Ana Carrillo. We want to make sure that our families who require Spanish language assistance or translation, I should say, that we welcome you to contact our school site. Please reach out to Ms. Carrillo and she can address your concerns and notify the people who can best support you. There's our number, 650-712-7200 with an extension 12406. She is also the leader of our site ELAC, and that stands for English Learning Advisory Committee. And this is for our English language learners and their family, so we can provide the supports for them to be successful at Half Moon Bay High School academically and social emotionally and in other ways as well. So please reach out to Ana Carrillo, those who need Spanish language assistance. Library hours. So we have library hours, book returns, and Chromebooks. Library hours are 7:30 to 4 p.m. As we reach the winter months, we want to make sure that you understand that we want that library to be open at 7:30 for you have a place to be. Please see our librarian, Jill Smith, for Chromebook problems. So if you have Chromebook hardware problems or software problems or whatever, Chromebook's not doing what it should be doing, please go see her and she'll help you troubleshoot those problems or do a help ticket to fix that. Book returns, I've made prior announcements for the campus news. Many of you still have a lot of our books from last year because we didn't have a normal return of books like we normally would. So please, if you find them in your room or in your car or in some random place in your home, please take those to her so they can be returned, and therefore it won't show on your record anymore as you needing to return that book. and then payment for lost or damaged items. Academic and behavioral expectations. This is a lot of text, so I'm going to go briefly here. But remember, we take academic honesty seriously, and so students who engage in academic dishonesty or plagiarism will have consequences. And so it's a progressive discipline plan. And if students engage in it once or twice or a third time or more, the consequences get progressively more impactful upon not only the student's behavior record, but the student's academic record as well. So I'm not going to go into detail about this. It is the more detail about the policy is at our student handbook. Student athletes, expectations and rules, just to make sure we're clear on conduct, eligibility, and attendance. Half Moon Bay High School Athletics aspires to be an outstanding educational athletic organization that provides a high quality experience to every student athlete and a safe, welcoming environment for all. Eligibility, so for a student to be able to participate in athletics, it needs to have a minimum of a 2.0 GPA maintained during the previous grading period, okay? So as they work on a quarter system, we've transitioned into the second quarter, so the 2.0 will be based upon that first quarter grades. And then attendance, any player who would normally be eligible for participation on the day of a contest is required to attend at least 4 hours regardless of the class schedule. So it's important that you schedule medical appointments appropriately so that your student will meet the minimum of 4 hours. Okay, so Ms. Tower is going to handle the next topic.
Okay, hate motivated behavior. There are a lot of words here, but I think it's very important that we read through these words because Half Moon Bay High School, as well as every school in Carrillo Unified School District, we all have a zero tolerance for hate motivated behavior. So we are committed to providing a safe learning environment that protects students and staff from discrimination and harassment. HMBHS takes a stand against hate motivated incidents such as bullying and intimidation towards another person's real or perceived ethnicity, natural origin, immigrant status, race, color, sex, gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, religious belief, age, disability, or any other physical or cultural characteristic. All students and staff are protected from hate-motivated behavior that might interfere with and negatively impact anyone's academic process and/or social-emotional well-being. Hate-motivated incidents may include using bigoted insults, taunts, slurs, distributing or posting hate group literature or posters, defacing, removing, or destroying posted materials or announcements, posting or circulating demeaning jokes or leaflets, or sending insulting or threatening messages by phone, email, websites, or any other electronic or written communication. The student responsibilities. Hate-motivated incidents may result in school discipline, including but not limited to suspension or expulsion. Hate-motivated incidents may also result in involvement of local law enforcement agencies. Students have a responsibility for creating a safe school environment, and students are expected to not engage in or contribute to hate-motivated behaviors, actions, or words. Students are expected never to engage in retaliatory behavior or to ask, encourage, or consent to anyone taking retaliatory actions on their behalf. A student or parent guardian who believes the student is a victim of hate-motivated behavior is strongly encouraged to report the incident to a teacher, counselor, the principal, staff member, or other site administrator. Site administration will investigate the complaint and consult with COSD leadership and/or law enforcement during the process of fact-finding. The process for addressing hate-motivated behavior is as follows: discipline, counseling, and restorative practices.
Okay, the last piece here with dress code. Prohibited clothing on campus or any school-related activity may include, but is not limited to. So Appropriate clothing must be worn on campus and at school activities at all times. So enough clothing must be worn to adequately cover students' undergarments. Clothing that shows profanity, references to alcohol or controlled substances, promotes gang affiliation, illegal actions, or contains hate speech cannot be worn and will need to be retrieved by either a parent or guardian. Clothing that has dangerous jewelry or objects may not be worn, and classroom teachers can set policy for wearing hats, hoods, audio equipment, and/or beanies.
And finally, in the words of Mr. Nazar, work hard.
Be kind to one another.
And have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.